Hi, I'm Joan Landis, and today we're going to talk about how to do totally loving boundaries. I call it the peanut butter and jelly sandwich method of doing boundaries. And so as promised in lesson 5, here we are learning how to do it. So think about a peanut butter jelly sandwich. This is a great metaphor for how to do loving boundaries. The first and the last step are exactly the same, which is the bread. And the bread represents to validate the relationship first. Okay, so if you need to set up a loving boundary to someone, the first thing you do is you talk about the relationship. You know what? I'm really glad I'm your mom. I'm really glad you're my kid. Or I'm really glad I get to work in the office with you. Or I'm really glad you're my roommate. Or, you know, I'm really happy that we're neighbors. There's good things about us being neighbors, you know. So you do that first. The next thing you do is you put on the jam. And the jam is the sweet stuff. And that's where you talk to them about all the good things that they do, okay? So you're like, if it's your kid, you say, you know, you do so many good things around here. You feed the dog, you try to take care of your little sister. It's really nice. Or if it's a colleague, you kind of do the same thing. The next thing you do is you do the peanut butter. Now, the peanut butter is the actual boundary. And so between the jam and the peanut butter, you don't use the word but. You use the word and or and at the same time. So you say, you know, you do so many good things around here. I really appreciate it. And at the same time, it doesn't really work for me when you leave to school and your room is a mess. Okay? Or it doesn't really work for me when your dog is barking at midnight and, you know, and you just kind of say something like that, whatever it is. And then some peanut butter has chunks, right? Some peanut butter is creamy. So some boundaries have consequences attached. And those are like the chunks in the peanut butter. And some boundaries, you don't even need to say the consequences. But you could, you know, if you need the consequences, you say, and if you continue trying to leave for school when your room is dirty, I will keep you home and you will be late to class. Or I will dock your allowance. Or I will make you clean up the living room too, or whatever it is, the consequences. And same things with neighbors, colleagues, whatever, if you feel like you need that. A lot of times you don't need to state the consequences. You really don't. You just need to say, you know what, it just doesn't work for me. And then the last piece of the boundary is the bread again, and you're validating that relationship. And so you say something like, you know, it's hard for me to say this, like with a neighbor or something or a colleague. It's a little hard for me to even bring this up. It really is. But let me tell you, the reason I'm even saying this is because I value our relationship. I want to be able to be a good neighbor or a good office worker or a good roommate. I want us to be able to get along. And that's why I just feel like we need to talk about this a little bit. And so you're just expressing what doesn't work for you, but you've sandwiched it within 2-3 really good layers of positive stuff. So look at the handout, see if you can learn to do this and have fun with it, okay? So let me know how it goes for you. Thanks, bye.